Guys, can you hear me clearly? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to look at it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright, so till this slide we talked about the associative entity, the junction table, okay, and also we did the practice. Now let's look at something about how to read the relationship from the ERT, anti-relationship diagram. Whenever you have to ask a question, just lower your mask and ask it. Okay. All right. All right. So look at this. Okay. Let's take it. Okay. Let's take this figure. Whiteboard. Okay. So the figures that I'm going to show, it will talk about that how to read or explain the relationship. Okay. So look at the first one, customer and order. What is the relationship? One
Sir,
to
one to many.
one to many. Okay. Now look at the explanation. One customer, one customer may place many orders. Okay. One customer may place many orders, which is not saying must, because customers are not buying to your organization to buy anything. Okay. One customer may place many orders, comma, but each order is placed by a single customer. What is it saying again? That a customer, he can purchase for multiple times from your store, or it can purchase for one time and he may not return at all. Okay. Now let's look at the second line. So first we are reading the relationship from customer to order. Okay. Now second line, okay, the relationship you will have to read it from order to customer. Okay, each order is placed by a single customer. It does make sense, right? Think about yourself. When you are buying something from a superstore, right? The cashier is dealing with your order only. That means for your order, the cashier is going to create an invoice with a unique order number, which is associated with your name only. Every time you are going to purchase, a new order number or invoice number is going to be created. So an order number, an invoice number means what? One order that is associated with you and only. Okay, that is why you are looking at this explanation. Each order is placed by a single customer. Okay, each order will not be placed by multiple customers. Each order means one invoice, which is yeah, which is associated with you. Okay, right. Now let's look at the second one. Okay, now it is showing the relationship, explaining the relationship between order and order line, or the order details that I saw you, so I showed you as order details while talking about the junction table. Okay, so look at this between order and order line. One order has many order lines. Can anyone tell me why is it? Say you are purchasing, you went to a store and you are purchasing multiple items, right? Order number or invoice number is one, but items are many. In junction table, what did we do? For the same order number, in my example, I recorded multiple products in different lines, in different rows, right? That's what it's talking about. One order has many order lines. Exactly. Multiple order IDs? No, no, I don't need. Same order IDs, multiple items. Okay, so you will have to show every product with its order ID in one row in the junction table. That's what it's talking about. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. One order has many order lines, and each one row in এখানে order line বলতে একটা row বোঝাচ্ছে junction table. Okay. Each order line is associated with a single order ID. Simple. In every order line, we are showing one order ID, not multiple, right? Order line, order details, order line যে junction table টা আমার ছিল, right? প্রত্যেকটা রোতে আমি একটা order ID show করছিলাম. That's what it's talking about. Each order line is associated with a single order ID. You can repeat one order ID in multiple rows, it doesn't matter. But in one row, we are showing one order ID associated with one product. But we, in this uh, explanation, we have not talked about the product itself because the explanation is on another figure. Okay, let's look at that figure. So look at this between product and order line. Just like the explanation is just like order and order line, but in a different way. One product can be in
One order line, you can have multiple items, right?
for one order.
In one order line, you can have
If there are multiple products, yes, then we can have multiple lines or one order.
multiple items.
Yeah,
And but in one row, we can only have one item.
one order ID with one product ID
So in the rows,
in one row. Yeah, one product ID and one order ID. Okay. So look at the relationship between product and order line one to many, right? One product can be in many order lines. Why? Because a product it can be bought by multiple customers, right? So multiple customers means multiple order IDs. Doesn't matter. Okay. So one product can be in many order lines. That means in many rows with different order ID. Each order line refers to a single product ID. Now look at the previous one. Each order line is associated with single order ID. So match this. Each order line associated with a single order ID. Each order line associated with a single product ID. That means in one row you are showing say 100 product ID, sorry 100 order ID with 001 product ID. Another product for the same order ID 100 another product, right?
Yes.
Now that there is another order ID say 101 with the same product 002. That means another customer is buying the same product, but his order ID is going to be different because each order ID is associated with one customer order.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it's talking about. Okay. So in this way, you can explain your many-to-many relationship by dividing the relationship into two one-to-many with the help of what junction table. So in the last assignment, I told you one thing that we show entity, the main entity, with a rectangular symbol, right?
Yes.
And we show the junction table with a corner or the round cornered rectangular entity. Remember? That's why we are looking at the shape in a different way. An associative entity on junction table, it has to be shown using the rounded corner. Okay, and the main entity is the plain rectangular shape. Alright? Any questions so far? So the explanation that you looked at, which is explaining the relationship, right? It has a name. This explanation has a name, and they are called.
So এখন যেটা এক্সপ্লেইন করছি সে কোন এক্সপ্লেনেশনে এইভাবে যে দেখাচ্ছে যে ওয়ান টু রিলেশন ওটাই স্যার
Relationship. Ah. So you are explaining the relationships. Okay. That explanation that we.
junction table explanation is not to zero side one product in the order line from order line
Which one? This one.
yes sir yes sir this one
This explanation.
sir এটা আমরা একটা কথা বলছি
No, no, no. All the explanations that we talked about, like explaining this relationship, one customer may place many orders, but each order is placed by a single customer, right? We have some general text which is explaining the relationship between two entities, right?
yes sir
So this explanation has a name in database, and database designers will do include this explanation, okay, so that everyone understands what is going on with the relationship between two specific entities. Okay, so this explanation has names and they are called business rules. Business rules, what do they do? In a simple language, it explains the relationship between or among the entities. That's all. Because you can say that between customer and order there is a one-to-many relationship, but why? You need to explain that, right? Because if you don't do that, data recording may not be correct, or the person who is developing the database looking at your design, he will be confused that how are data going to be recorded. Okay. All right. Okay, so this figure is showing the business rules that express the many-to-many relationship, which we already divided in these two figures, right? So one many-to-many relationship is divided into what? Two one-to-many relationships with the help of what? A junction table. Then how many business rules are going to be there?
So two.
Two business rules. Two relationships, two business rules for one junction table situation, right? Yeah, always remember that. Okay.
so it's a
Which one? This
Thank you for 13.
13.
Yes. স্যার এই যে দুইটা এই যে বিজনেস হচ্ছে এটা দুইটা বিকজ এটা অর্ডার আর প্রোডাক্ট হচ্ছে স্যার এটা অর্ডার লাইনের সাথে রিলেটেড।
So it is saying that one order involves many products and one product is involved in many orders.
So এটা একটু দেখেন। ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
It is summarizing these two business units.
ও স্যার এটা অর্ডারটা জনজের
Order and order line আমরা যেটা বলেছিলাম
ওকে
and product and order line যেটা বলেছিলাম, right? ওটার সামারি হচ্ছে this business unit, the many to many. One order involves many products and one product can be involved in many orders. Okay? Advantages of database approach, that why nowadays we are using database as our storage system and linking the database to the software that we are developing. Okay. Program data independence. Adjusting metadata do not affect program stability. So the thing is, say you want to enhance your software.
আমরা তো খাতার মধ্যে দেখে ওটা স্যার মেনি টু মেনি করে দেখা যেটা খাতা
Yeah, first you have to show many to many. Okay. Then you divide it into two one-to-one relationship using the junction table.
আমরা যদি ডিজিটালি করি তাহলে তো ওটা মেনি টু মেনিটা দেখা যাবে ডাইরেক্টলি আমরা
Database করলে many to many কখনোই হবে
করা
না।
যাবে
হ্যাঁ?
ওটাই ক্যালকুলেশন ডেটাবেসে মেনি টু মেনি করা যাবে আমরা
Database করা যাবে। But while you designing it, you have to show the many to many because uh, you may have to show it, say, to your database administrator. You are working as a designer, but you have boss who is overlooking the database for the whole organization. He might get confused which what are going to be the relationship. That's why first show many to many, then
আপনাদের তো স্যার মেনি টু মেনিটা দেখাই
এই যে
ডাইরেক্টলি জনসন করে দেখাই
প্রথমে many to many দেখানো হয়েছে।
আচ্ছা বিশ সাইড তাহলে দুটো করতে হবে ওকে
First you need to show enterprise data model, then project level data model. In enterprise data model, you show all many to many. In project level data model, you divide all many to many relationships using the junction table. Simple as that. Okay. Okay, last two slide of this chapter. Advantages of database approach. So as I was saying, that the software that we develop, those are independent from database. Okay, you can use any database management system to develop your database and link any information system or software with the database as long as the software has the same field as per your database. Okay, you may add the new table if you have say new kinds of activities. For that, you need to do what? Record new data. If you are about to record new data, then obviously we must have new tables in my database. Okay, and say another example can be say you may enhance your what? Your software. Okay, it will never affect the database management system as long as the data types are same, metadata are same. Okay, you will not have to change anything. Okay, plan data redundancy. Redundancy means the repetition. So remember about the case of junction table. In many to many, what did we have? showing multiple data using comma, right? It is not the case for database. So we divided those multiple data using what? Using the junction table, right? Distributed multiple data in every single field in our junction table. That's what it's talking about. Improved data consistency means due to the junction table, there is no missing data.
স্যার
Yes,
স্যার আমার একটু নেট প্রবলেম হচ্ছে কারেন্টে একটু রিপিট করবেন
কি করবো?
একটু রিপিট করবেন মানে আগের ইয়েটা
Repeating for
এই প্ল্যানেট ডেটা
data redundancy.
হ্যাঁ আমার একটু নেট প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল
Okay,
ক্লিয়ারলি
so
শুনতে
data redundancy that we had a case that in many relationship we were showing multiple data separated by comma, right? So এই ধরনের ডেটা আমরা কখনোই রিপিট করব না। Also database will never understand this kind of repetition. Okay, so এই জন্য আমরা কি করি, একটা জাংশন টেবিল ক্রিয়েট করি যেখানে আমরা আহ, যে ডেটাগুলো আমরা কমা দিয়ে রেকর্ড করেছিলাম ওটাকে ডিফারেন্ট ডিফারেন্ট রোতে single field আমরা record করি। Look back at the examples of our junction table from the previous lecture, you will understand, right? So that is, uh, so that is the advantage, okay, where that is the advantage of using the database or database management systems where you are not recording multiple values in one single field. Improved data sharing, user view. Does anyone remember about SQL or structured query language? That using the structured query language, we can get the information and share it in terms of what? Microsoft Excel. Okay, that's what it's talking about. You can share the data in many ways. So in our example, I showed what I I generated a set of information using SQL, okay, and exported it using MS Excel format, and from that MS Excel file, I did create some, for example, graphs to understand the information. Okay, that is the user view that you can think of. We talked about business rules, that is explaining the results of the relationship that we have. Okay. Data accessibility means with the help of the SQL, you can access data. Okay. Now the thing is, with the software, we are also accessing data, right? But how? Database management system is helping you to do that. যখন তুমি গুগল সার্চ ইঞ্জিনে কোনো কিছু সার্চ করো, right? Whatever the keyword you are writing and click on the enter button, right? The Google search engine will send your keyword to the Google's database, and Google's database send the result back to your Google search engine homepage. That's why you get the result of your keyword searches.
Sorry, that
Which one?
improve data accessibility.
Data accessibility. Access means what? You are accessing data. You are, what can I say more? Whatever the data you are searching for, you can get it if those data are available in your database. So think about Google search engine. What is it? Whenever you write a keyword on Google search engine, right, and click on the enter button, Google will take the keyword, send it to Google's database, right? And Google's database will send the result back to the Google search engine. So you are not accessing Google's database, okay? The database management system is helping you to get that access to your required data and show that required data on your screen. Okay, that's what it's talking about. So you are not writing any SQL. The SQL, these SQL are handled by whom? By the database. You are just writing the keyword that what do you want to know. Writing the SQL or generating the SQL is the job of database, not yours.
So
Yeah, question.
কিওয়ার্ডটা আমাদের জন্য অনেক
স্যার সরি টু ইন্টারাপ্ট স্যার স্যার অনেক আর কি ইকো হচ্ছেন মাঝখানে কয়েকটা ওয়ার্ড আর কি ক্লিয়ার না স্যার
কি?
স্যার অনেক ইকো আর কি হচ্ছে স্যার অনেক মাঝখানে আর কি সাউন্ড একটু ক্লিয়ার না ওয়ার্ড শোনা যাচ্ছে না
হ্যাঁ,
কয়েকটা
ক্লাসে একটু তো হবে, এটা কিছু করার নেই।
স্যার একটু ডোরটা কি ওপেন করে দেওয়া যায় স্যার মানে
No, it doesn't have. এটা আগে অনেক কিছু করা হয়েছিল, এটা একটু একো হবে, কিছু করার নেই। That's what I'm saying. See, NSU is allowing the students come to the campus, so come back to the campus, okay? আর ক্লাসে কিন্তু একটু একো হয়, কারণ সেমিস্টারে আমার হয়েছে কিছু করার, ঠিক আছে?
এখন তো স্যার একটা ব্যক্তি দেওয়া দিয়ে ওরা আর কি কাজ করতে পারবে না ওটা একটা সমস্যা ওদেরকে
Sorry?
আর কি আসতে হচ্ছে। স্যার যারা একটা ভ্যাকসিন দিয়েছে ওদেরকে আর কি এন্ট্রি করতে দিচ্ছে না
মার্চ 15 থেকে ঠিকই এন্ট্রি করতে হবে, সো
স্যার ক্লাসরুমের
পর্যন্ত
ডোরটা কি
দেখেন।
একটু ওপেন আছে স্যার
ওটা
ক্লাসরুমের যে ডোরটা ওই দরজাটা কি স্যার একটু খোলা রাখলে আই বিলিভ স্যার স্পিকার একটু কম হবে স্যার
স্যার দেয়ার ইজ দ্যাট ক্লাসরুমের ডোরটা খোলা রাখতে একটু কম ক্যান বি
আগেও দেখেছিলাম বাইরে, একটু দেখো তো, তাও ট্রাই করে দেখো। এর আগে কখন করেছিলাম? ও, another thing. What about now? Is it still echoing? ওকে, একটা কাজ করো, এই এসিটা অফ করে পিছনেরটা দিতে পারো, তাহলে এগোটা কমে যাবে।
সরি স্যার
এই এসিটা অফ করে পিছনেরটা দিতে পারো, তাহলে এগোটা কমে যাবে। এটা কারণে একটু বেশি একটু হয় অলওয়েজ। ইজ ইট ক্লিয়ার নাও?
স্যার ইটস বেটার বেটার
ওকে, wait. Okay, so reduce program maintenance. Okay, I already discussed this one. That if you change anything in your software, so you are changing a design, okay, or something like that, you never will have to adjust it with the database. Okay. এটা বন্ধ করে পিছনটা দিয়ে দাও। এটা বন্ধ করে দেন, পিছনটা দিয়ে দাও। বন্ধ কোনটা, এটা নাকি ওটা?
না না এটা বন্ধ করে দেন
এটা বন্ধ করে দেন। হ্যাঁ, এটা বন্ধ করে দেন। পিছনটা দিয়ে দেন। দেওয়া আছে না? ঠিক আছে। Okay, improve decision support. Okay, so reduce program maintenance টা হচ্ছে that তোমার সফটওয়্যার যদি ধরো তোমার স্ক্রিনের ডিজাইন চেঞ্জ করে দিল, or the way you search for information, okay, that will change. It will never have an effect on database as long as uh, the data fields or the information that you are searching for are saved and linked with your database. Okay. Improved decision support means that with the help of the SQL, you are accessing to the necessary information, right? And you can extract that information, for example, using what? Microsoft Excel. And with that Microsoft Excel, you can do further data analysis, or there are some other data analysis tools like Tableau. ওকে, অনেক রকম ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস টুল আছে। তার মধ্যে ট্যাবলিউ নামে একটা ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস টুলস আছে লাইক দিস। Tableau, what does it do? It it can user information that you generated using SQL, and you can visualize the information in a creative way. Tableau software allows you to do that. So as a student with your student email, you can get 1 year of Tableau license for free if you ever want to learn it by yourself. Okay. So database will help you to get or extract important information using SQL, which will help you to make some decision. Say, with the help of the SQL, you generated a sales report from the last month, or say from the last 3 months. So looking at that, you can take some decision on products which are, which are the worst selling product. Okay, you can make decision on that by looking at the information that you generated using SQL. Database development process. So, what do we do to develop database? First, we understand the business itself, right? Then we figure out. Let me write it down for you. It will be better. Always remember, if you ever need to develop a database, first you need to understand the business activities. Okay. So business activities can be what? Sales, purchase, maintaining stocks, right? Paying salaries to employees, right? So the activities that I talked about. Okay. So let's write down some activities. For example, say you sell products. Okay. So these products are usually what? Finished goods. FG means finished goods. You purchase, say, raw materials, for example. Okay. Now, say another activity can be,
So customer service.
say, recording employee attendance, right? Now, looking at these activities, initially, what could be our entities to record data? Can you figure it out?
Sorry, sir.
Looking at these entities, looking at these activities, what could be some entities using which we can record data?
Say, sir.
Sales,
Purchase.
products,
Also, raw materials.
recording purchase, list of raw materials,
Employees.
recording employee, and recording employees attendance data. See?
So do we have to put the recording of just employees in the home?
Huh?
Sir, entities এর মধ্যে just employees দিতে হবে না?
Huh? Both will be different. Employee is one entity, attendance is another entity.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. I heard you say recording.
No, no, no. So in total, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 entities.
Yes.
Okay. So that means in number 2 development process, number 2 activity is identifying entities. So we already identified 6 entities from our example. Okay. Now you are selling products, right? That means there is a relationship between the products, right? We can sell one product to one customer, we can sell one product to multiple customer, or one customer can purchase multiple products, right? Many cases. So what is the name of those statements? Can anyone tell me?
The business rule.
Business rules. Number 3, business rules, right? Or what you can do business rules and establishing relationships together. Okay, it is easier in my view. So business rules and establishing relationships. Now after doing this, combine all entities and relationships in a diagram called entity, sorry, entity relationship diagram, or in short ERD. So this is the development process that you must follow.
Sir, এখানে তো জনসন টেবিলটা এখানে যদি জনসন টেবিল থাকে তাহলে দেখবেন যে প্রজেক্ট টেবিল যেটা আমরা হয়ে যাবে
জাংশন টেবিল যে ব্যাপারটা, হ্যাঁ এটা তখন ERD-তে আর বিজনেস রুলসে বলতে হবে,
স্যার ইয়ারলি মধ্যে তো আমরা জনসন টেবিল আঁকি না
আসবে।
আসলে
দুইটা দেখালাম না ERD, এই যে
স্যার একটু
এই যে স্লাইডের এই পার্টটা দেখো, look at this number 9 slide. We have 2 ERD, one with many to many, another with junction table that is describing this many to many.
স্যার এটা যে প্রজেক্ট টেবিল যেটা বলছেন
The left side is enterprise data model, the right side is project level data model. Data model means ERD, entity relationship diagram. So if you can remember these 4 steps to develop your database. Oh, in number 5, what do you do? In number 5, you develop database.
So what does DRD stand for?
In number 5, you develop database using a database management system, DBMS. So 1 to 4, right? So 1 to 4, the first 4 activities, these are designing activities. By the way, during these designing activities, you also need to talk about foreign keys, primary keys, because you are establishing relationships also. Remember? In number 5, this is your development phase. Development phase, where you are actually developing a database using a database management systems. Okay, and to be able to develop your database, the developer, he must look at the ERD. He must look at the relationships, the business rules, so that he fully understand what is going on. Okay,
So what is the
Sir,
yeah.
sir, 1 to 4 is designing. What is number 5?
Development. Number 5 is database development.
Okay, sir.
See if you have any question from any of the slides from today's lecture. By the way, we are done with this chapter. So from the rest of the slide of this chapter, we will have a second quiz in the next class, which is Sunday. Okay. তো সানডেতে আমাদের আগে wait, canvas. So it was slide 1 to 8. Second quiz is from slide 9 to slide 15. Slide 9 to 15, second quiz, which will be held on next Sunday, which is 27th February. Okay. And after that, we will start with chapter 2. Alright. So let me write down this 9 to 15. Let me write down the announcement in canvas.